Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is your boy D Crypto Siege. Another day in the life and the crazy life. That digital asset space. What's going on, guys? Happy Wealth Wednesday to you. Oh my goodness, this thing. Oh man, this thing is really driving. This beer cold is really driving things out of whack. Ugh, could not finish anything today. Oh my goodness, unbelievable. Hold on, guys. Yeah, Matt LaRoche, what's up, brother? Everything's out of whack. Goodness gracious. It's starting to happen, Matt. Beer cold is throwing everybody out of whack. I was supposed to be on here at 7 o'clock, man. Gosh. Oh man. It's really hitting home now. Really hitting home. No one wants to meet up. Have the doing yeah, when it's starting to affect stuff that you got on going on here, it's crazy. No one wants to meet up in in this part of VA, Virginia. Oh man. Anyway, I'm glad I was able to get on here in time. Beer cold. It's hitting home, hitting locally now. Man, unbelievable. So I apologize, guys. I know we're supposed to get it done at 7, but the beer cold. Oh, it's supposed to be groups. No gathering in groups, not one-on-ones. Oh, anyway. So I'm glad I was still able to get on. Ah, two, two of those. I'm thinking we just, can we, yeah, can we do this another, what? And then it's almost last minute too. It's like they were waiting. Anyway, guys, I guess this is just the world it's going to be now. No one wants to kind of get together anymore. I don't know. Interesting time. I got a big event in May. Hopefully that'll be all over with and this stuff will be over. Like I'm like, so that's only like thing, I mean, I get that Starbucks is a public place, but it's not like it's thousands of people. Anyway, what can you do? Didn't want to meet two of those today. Yeah, that'll throw a wrinkle in your plan. That'll throw a wrinkle in your business plans. But anyway, guys, listen, this is Wealth Wednesdays. Want to talk a little bit about financial security or the illusion thereof. What about that? What do you guys think about that? The financial security and the illusion thereof. So, I've always been a guy that believed in cash flow and I wouldn't say not saving, but saving to invest. And I just always thought that, streams of income is the way to go. I've always kind of, had that kind of mindset. And I was thinking about my friends today and in the world that they live in as federal. Yeah, so interestingly enough, in Killing Sacred Cows, the book that we're reading for Wealth Wednesdays by Garrett Gunderson, talks about that. Actually talks about replacing false security with freedom. The contrast between freedom and security is important to discuss. Not only in order to differentiate between the two, but also to be able to identify the counterfeits of each and arrive at the truths of both. The founding fathers debated heavily to find the balance between freedom and security. They understood that in a governmental sense, security is at direct odds with freedom. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna make sure I finish on time so we can hear that Trump thing as well. They knew that a people can only choose security at the expense of freedom. Sadly, history shows that most people prefer false security. Even the security of subjugation, to freedom. As John Adams wrote, the numbers of men in all ages have preferred ease, slumber, and good cheer to liberty when they have been in competition. We must not then depend alone upon the love of liberty in the soul of man for its preservation. We must not then depend alone upon the love of liberty. It's time for us to face the fact that there is no product, company, person, government, retirement benefit that can ever replace responsibility, knowledge, human life, value, and sole purpose as the elements of true security. We can only achieve real security by pursuing freedom, as difficult as it may be. The time has come for us to face the consequences of our misguided beliefs and actions. It's time for us to be real, honest, and authentic with ourselves and with each other. It's an interesting quote from Helen Keller, and then I'm going to talk about that. Security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do the children of men as a whole experience it. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long sun than outright exposure. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Helen Keller said that. Helen Keller had some great sayings. And I know I talked the other day about the 401k and the TSP, Thrift Savings Plan, that a lot of federal employees have. And I think this kind of illusion of financial security. So, what do you guys think about that? What do you think about financial security? Do you think it's a real deal or no? Wealth on paper kind of idea. Yeah. What? Oh man, are we gonna have an XRP talk here? We might have to. Matthew Hall. How are you, Matthew Hall? I don't think I've seen you in the stream before. Have you been in the stream before, Matthew? 416 cryptos in the building. Bro, XRP, what's good with you? Eli's in the building. What in the world? What's going on, Eli? Bro, XRP's. Trumpster, yeah. Oh, Matthew Hall says, hello, first time here. Okay, well, there you go. Maybe you should read your chats, Crypto Siege. The Crypto Caveman is in the building. What's good with you? XRP saving lines one drop at a time. What up, winners? What's up with you? Matthew Hall had a very interesting little thing here. I mean, this is supposed to be Wealth Wednesday, but we might have to get into this one, guys. A friend showed me screen grabs of a chat he had with his Goldman Sachs friend saying XRP. Bye. So here I am, total newbie. Well, how about that, Matthew Hall? Well, welcome to the channel. I definitely appreciate you being here. Guys, everyone, welcome Matthew Hall to the stream. Welcome him to the family and to the overall XRP community. Representing England. No way, Matthew. Is that right? Is that right? How about that? LinkedIn Cassette, not mentioning last name. Cassette, Goldman Sachs. Okay. Legendary's in the building. What's up? England, huh? What time is it in England right now, Matthew? It's late here, so maybe asleep soon. Okay. So you're saying your friend, I'm not here to create FUD. Well, that's certainly not a FUD. That's a pretty positive statement right there, Matthew. I have been researching myself and can't believe how amazing this ride could be. My friend from school works for Goldman Sachs and an executive director told him XRP is his largest holding now and told my friend to buy. Oh, Crypto Don Juan's in the building. What's good, brother? Good to see you. What's up, guys? Hit that like button, please. Yeah, guys. So I got hit by the beer mug today. Um, me and Miss Crypto Siege do our things together, and blessed to be able to do that. What we do uh, from home, and yeah, two significant things today, and both canceled. Both, so on spot. So I have to drive to these places, and yeah, totally messed up my thing today. Totally messed up everything. So that's why I couldn't be on at 7. I apologize for that. But I'm glad I did get on here because Matthew Hall is on here. Yeah, this is Let me stay focused. Matthew Hall, I appreciate you being here. That's an interesting thing right there. But yeah, Wealth Wednesday is what we're supposed to be doing today, talking about financial security and the myth thereof. Faris Ghanem. Hi, how are you, brother? I'm outstanding, Faris. Or is that Ferris? Probably Ferris. Good to see you. Where are you checking in from, Ferris? Yeah. Okay, Matthew. Have a great night. Yeah, Matthew Hall. Have a great night. Why don't you see? That's an interesting one right there. So, guys, you saw that from Matthew. Appreciate you being here. That's some interesting stuff right there. Spanish Flies, like, guys, I was hoping to have Wednesdays tonight. Yeah, we got to stay on track. Oh man. That's I mean, I get it, but we all know how Goldman Sachs is tied into a lot of things, right? So, financial security. I think we all kind of get that it's. I don't want to say it's just about just really an illusion, in my opinion, right? And then really to work towards, you know, freedom, if you will. And what I mean by freedom is being in control of your own destination and your own journey, income wise, financially, right? I mean, there's 4 ways. There's 4 things that Garrett likes to share. It's called the 4 I's. Take responsibility and more control with how you deal with the IRS, or in other words, taxes. Take control and/or more responsibility, but for the interest that you're paying in your life. Take more control or more responsibility for your investments that you have in your life. Number 1, do you have some investments? Number 2, what is it costing you to have them? Have you looked due diligently into your 401k and the fees that you're paying? If you're working with a financial planner, have you looked at that and really looked into that? What you're paying for that? And last one is obviously insurance. Insurance. Here's one thing that I really like. Only insure the catastrophic, never the inconsequential. Only insure the catastrophic, never the inconsequential. Right? So it's really taking about more thinking in terms of freedom and taking control and having more responsibility for what goes on in your life. That's where the financial security comes from. It's not in the job. It's not in the government job. It's not really in the paycheck. Norman Vincent Peale said that, and I love this. It says, once we roared like lions for liberty, now we bleat like sheep for security. The solution for America's problem is in big men and women over whom nobody stands in control but God. Interesting thing there. Interesting quote from Norman Vincent Peale. I know Tatiana, my Miss Crypto Siege and I deal with a lot of things, and we deal with this a lot in terms of the myth of financial security. Job security is what we usually call it because people can kind of really equate to that job security versus financial security. And we talk about this a lot. In 5 years, it'll be 79 million people will have a side hustle or side gig. Forbes article actually put something out, said that the new job security, if you will, financial security, is a side hustle because it can allow you to have more control and therefore take more responsibility for your finances. And so, I wonder sometimes if people are just kind of relying on the job as their financial security. And it's so challenging to talk to this group about that because we've taken another step and another level, if you will, and decided to save to invest in what we believe to be the greatest digital asset ever created. I had a good friend of mine, real close, right? What I do now. This is like, I don't know, 9 months ago, 10 months ago. And I remember saying, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. He's like, what? I said, yeah, I could keep doing what I'm doing because to me, there isn't that thing, right? Financial security. It's really more freedom, right? And what I mean by that is my ability to earn and create cash flow is my freedom. It's not the amount. It's not the amount. For me, the security is in my ability to continue to cash flow. If you guys know what I'm saying. Not that I won't enjoy things and we won't enjoy things. But I think when we start thinking about, right, like for me, retirement to what, right? Retirement to what, really? Is that what I always say? It's always about cash flow. The real security is in control and responsibility for what you have and where you want to go. And if you think more of freedom from, like, and I mean like literally freedom from, like for me it was freedom from that number 7 figures, right? Because if I start to think that security, you see what I'm saying? So for me and for us, the ability to continue to create cash flows is the real financial security, which really is freedom. It's a freedom, right? Like this, the digits don't define me. It's like, if you understand what I'm saying, I'm after that freedom, and that freedom is taking responsibility for where I am and what I have, and continuing to not think security, not have a security mindset. Job security, yeah, got rid of that a long time ago. Answer security, never bought into it. It's really more so about taking control and responsibility for the freedom that you have. Can you imagine the freedom of this life where that number doesn't define you? That there's this, like, because like retirement can be that can end up defining a person. Like the vast majority of people, right? My mentor used to say, born at age 25, died at age 65, the average American. And that was a mental thing. That was a mindset thing. So you understand what I'm saying? Jay Hotto's in the building. Wow, Jay, I appreciate you being here, my friend. I don't think I've seen you in the stream before. I've seen you on Twitter. If this is the same Jay Hotto, I think it is. Guys, you guys get what I'm saying? And that's really the difference. If I'm not tied to that number, right? If it for me, the idea for, and I use this term because it just really works well for me, cash flow. If I'm in control and take responsibility for that, I'm never tied to financial security. I'm never tied to some digits in an account. I'm never tied to retirement. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times you can get tied to that, and a lot of it is mainstream. Not It's the masses that they'll tie you to that. Like they'll just same way that they tie you or peg you or confine you to go to school, good grades, and get a good job as a definition, if you will, of financial security. But if you reject that and you just say, I'm working on being free, right? I'm working on being free. Retirement is not freedom, and I know a lot of people think that. But retirement is not freedom if you don't have cash flow, right? If there's no cash flow, how can you retire? You're paid to a certain amount of living a certain lifestyle based upon that retirement income. Just what is it, 60 to 65% less what you normally used to make, right? So financial security for me is like, for me, financial security is in freedom from being tied to something, tied to job security, tied to financial security, tied to retirement. Right? That's one of the things Gary Gunderson likes to mention a lot is increase my value to others. Then that's right. If I do that and I can learn to do that, I'm never tied to a number. And I think one of the coolest things is I get XRP and the greatest digital asset ever created. I get it. I get what it's going to do for so many of us. But if I tie myself to that, right? If I tie myself to that, doesn't mean that I'm not going to enjoy the heck out of my life. I am. I'm going to enjoy the heck out of my life, but I don't want to tie it to anything. For me, the ultimate thing is if I continue to add value to people's lives, and we're tied. Me and Crypto Seeds are, we're in a great position to be able to do that. If you understand what I'm saying. Right? And it's so funny because the high net worth people and the ultra high net worth people, that's exactly what they do. Exactly what they do. Because they put their stuff in places that continue to yield, and they also expand their assets that spit off cash. That in the end, that's what they do. Because why do they do that? Because they don't want to tie themselves down to any one particular thing. That's exactly right, Matt LaRoche. That's exactly right. Exactly right. What you are now suggesting is increasing your personal productivity versus your personal consumption, right? Or consumerism. There's no ties then. Exactly. There's no ties then. That's why financial security is ultimately a myth, right? Because I don't want to tie myself down to something like that. Thank you, Vox. Vox says, wise words. Thank you, my friend. You see what I'm saying? That is the key. Exactly. That's the key, Matt LaRoche. And that's why, and when I hear that, even Forbes said the new job security is a side hustle. You know why? Is it gives you more control and freedom, a different thing. Yes. Danny Law says at Crypto Seas, thanks due to this Black Swan event, we will find ourselves in depressions, very likely. Very likely that we're going to do that. Yeah, I see. So that's what I'm saying. I'm suggesting and humbly suggesting that we don't get tied down to that kind of mindset, financial job security, financial security, retirement. You know what I mean? Eli says, I will have plenty of side hustles when I'm wealthy. And for me, Eli, what it does is it allows for my freedom, right? To not be tied down to a thing, right? Complete control of my life, right? Because I just think ultimately that's what ultimately we all want is that kind of freedom. Not be tied down to a trust, right? Not be tied down to one financial instrument, ultimate freedom. And if we do that by taking control and responsibility for what we have now, and which is an awesome ability to save to invest. I quickly say save because, boom, boom, to invest in this new asset class is the digital asset space, which will provide for more opportunities. But one big significant opportunity, continued freedom, exactly, the crypto caveman is exactly right. And one of those great opportunities will be in, for us is a foundation, right? That a foundation. Now, for me, everybody's probably going to have their own different type of foundation. For me, it's inner city kids and baseball. That's a big one for me. Right, it's a big one for me. And one of the reasons why it's funny. One of the reasons why a lot of people set up foundations is it's a lot of it is a sense of being willing to not be tied to that cash, right? For me, I write down, just about every single night, a fully funded foundation for inner city youth and baseball. And it's that not being tied to something in an account and letting go of it for something that we care about, right? It's really the freedom is the key, right? Not the security, it's the freedom and that innate ability to be able to let go of that, right? I think it's where ultimately is the key, is ultimately the key. Danny Long, thanks for the $5 super chat, brother. I appreciate that. When the market is up, crypto's up. When it's down, crypto's down. It used to be. Eli says, creating a foundation is a good idea. I also feel that way. Creating a charity and helping others so more blessings can pour in from helping others. Exactly. And subconsciously, Eli, that willingness to let that go, right? A fully funded foundation, right? Just, yep. That mental thing of letting it go and technically in a what is it I want to say it's there's this principle of the more you let go, the more it comes in. I forget the name of it, but the more you let go, the more it comes in. The more freedom you exercise, the more freedom you get, right? You guys see what I'm saying? M1 Geronimo, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you on the stream. XRP Gal, the XRP Gal say something? I missed it. Crypto Visionaires in the building, late to the stream, present and ready to learn. Crypto Visionaire, I appreciate that. We're talking about financial security or the lack thereof, Crypto Visionaire. And that we were talking about, for me and our household, we don't want to be tied down to a number and an account. Because I was telling a story of my friend saying to me, because I had texted out, 7 figures already done. Right? I kind of texted that out one time, and he said, now what are you going to do now? And I said, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, right? We're going to keep doing what we do, right? Because we didn't want to be tied down to something, if you understand what I'm saying. We don't want to be tied down to a figure. We don't want to be tied down to quote unquote job security. We didn't want to be tied down to quote unquote financial security. We didn't want to be tied down to quote unquote retirement. Now, it's really freedom. And freedom comes from taking control and responsibility for what you have and where you are. You free yourself up. Really, that's what you do. Crypto caveman, you can't fully succeed until you help others succeed. In the end, that is where it is. And I know for us in this channel, we want to, kind of and get a great job and spend 40 years of your life trading your time for dollars is ultimately not going to give you financial security. Really, the financial security or freedom, what you ultimately is what we ultimately look for. It's that kind of freedom to be able to kind of do what you want when you want to do it, do what you want when you want to do it, right? Do what you want when you want to do it with who you want to do it with, right? And if you take this approach of adding value, I always call it creating cash flow, right? But would you add value to other people's lives like a foundation? That's one way to add value. There's other ways to add value that will produce cash flow. But a foundation is a big, huge way to add value. That's why I write it down. Fully funded foundation for inner city youth baseball. It's another way to add value because then ultimately, right, I don't lose my freedom and ability to do. Once I tie it to something, again, whether it's a 7-figure or 8-figure or 9-figure, if you're tying it to that, then you don't have ultimate freedom. In my humble opinion. I don't know. I believe it is, Mr. Darcy BXRP. I believe that it is. I believe that is a real thing. Darcy BXRP says, is Jasara or Nasara really real? I believe it is. Bro, XRP says Siege, absolutely. It's actually what the elites do to feel good and offset the evil deeds. But we're going to do it to increase our own communities around us for value's sake. It's powerful. Absolutely. That's exactly right. That is exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. Helping others succeed like compound interest on your own success. Yes. That's exactly right, Matt LaRoche. And that's why the whole idea of financial security is we don't want the committee out there called they to tie us down or peg us, send us in some kind of direction that's really ultimately an illusion. It's a way to tie it down. When we wake up in the morning and we're excited about being able to add value to other people's lives is the ultimate freedom. That's the ultimate freedom. D. Kirchner says stepping out of your comfort zone can help you grow as well. Absolutely. 100%. The guys were reading this book, Killing Sacred Cows, Overcoming the Financial Myths That Are Destroying Your Prosperity. One of the chapters in here talks about the myth of financial security. I love it, absolutely, because it talks ultimately about freedom. Yep. Stewardship, obviously, that's a good one as well. Yep. So, I mean, that's what I really wanted to talk to you guys about because we had so much excitement today early in the earlier stream because you know how we were talking about, we were literally talking about calling each other, texting each other on the phone, really having that moment when you see that 3-figure and 4-figure and 5-figure XRP and you have that moment where you look at your significant other, your spouse, and you're like, I think I'm about to pass out. Like when it sinks in, you made the right decision and resolved through this 2+ year bear market. And when the market, when it was going down in price, you continue to add to your position. All of that's going to hit you. You know, all of that's going to hit you one day. It's like, oh, I am deserving. That's why one of the reasons why we have this channel is to ultimately get this family to understand that you are deserving. Don't let anyone take it away. You are deserving of all the awesome things that the Creator has for you, right? And this is a great example of it. One of the reasons why we have this channel, so many XRP community members, is we can help to strengthen each other's resolve through the ups and downs of this new asset class that is the digital asset space, right? And we'll be able to, when that moment happens, me and Deep Mind, we're talking about, we're going to have a good cry. I'll be like, yeah, me and you both, you know, we're going to call, right? Can you imagine the live stream that day? Can you imagine the 3-digit XRP live stream? Can you imagine the 4-digit XRP live stream? Can you imagine the 5-digit XRP live stream? Yeah, and Matt LaRoche, that's a great point. And one of the reasons why we have Wealth Wednesdays is to prepare now so that we can preserve that wealth, right? That's why we talked about putting a team together. That's what we talked about, what consists of a great team. That's what investment bank, right? Prepare for that. Jason GO2 says, yes, it's that moment that is well worth the wait. Spanish Fly says, I've imagined that moment so many times. Exactly right. That is exactly right. Debian 2 says, I will be shocked at this moment, right? And that's the thing, too, because it's like, I got to just to kind of imagine that, and you just wake up and you check your Blockfolio or you're on, whatever, and you see it. You see it. What if it's a big news announcement? I don't know. What if, I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know. But that moment, that 3-digit XRP moment, that 4-digit XRP moment, right? Going to be amazing. And we talk about the difference between financial security and freedom so that we ultimately get it. We don't ultimately get it, we might be tied to that 3-figure XRP. Or we might be tied to that 4-figure. You understand what I'm saying? But if we get ultimately we want freedom, and we can get that by adding value to people's lives and continue to add value to other people's lives. You got to do a lot of things to do that. It's not just money. You got to work on you. You got to become the best version of yourself, right? You have to become the best version of yourself. That's why we talk about reading books all the time. It's about us getting better, right? Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better, right? As my mentor Jim Rohn would like to say. And so it's about all of these Wealth Wednesdays. It's about that, preparing for that. Nova says it will be we made it. Exactly. And everything we do with Wealth Wednesdays in this channel is preparing for that, so that we don't get tied to something, right? Yes, we want the value that we provide to others to be the ultimate thing. I don't know, but I know he's supposed to be getting on the horn somewhere at 9 p.m. Eastern, huh? That's exactly right. Dubian 2 says, you wake up and then you see it, and then you think you're dreaming and sleeping. You can't believe it is true. It will be playing. It will be playing your own. It will be like playing your own Hollywood moment in your mind. That's exactly right. Yeah, I came across another one, a real estate thing too, as well. I think it's Red Swan. Have you heard about that, Matt LaRoche? Matt LaRoche says, I would get sweaty palms and be in a state of shock if no beer mug. I'd be booking flights to investigate property options and speak to property CEO Natalia and my mate who owns real estate company. Yeah, I hear you. You know the property CEO? That's cool, Matt LaRoche. Heard about a really nice one that I think it's on a is a securitized working with them. I think it's called Red Swan, or is are they on Polymaths? But I know that they're looking to tokenize over $2 billion in real estate, completely tokenize it. Spanish Fly, that's so true. How many times have you guys whipped out your calculators? Yeah, absolutely. 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 D. Kirsten said, I call it work for the day, maybe put my 2 weeks in. Yep. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. So ultimately, guys, financial security, right? For us in our household, and I can't tell you guys what to do or think, but for us in our household, we don't want to be tied down to that myth or illusion, if you will, of financial security. We don't want to tie ourselves down to 7 figures or 8 figures. We don't want to tie ourselves down to retirement. Ultimately, want to just continue to grow, become the best versions of ourselves that we can, so that we can continue to add more value to people's lives. And in doing that, ultimately, there will be opportunities for more cash flow. Because in the end, if you can determine and take control of the cash flow, you can do some great things, right? If you resolve to become the best version of who you are, right, then you're just gonna add more value to other people's lives. So crypto visionary, I like that. I like that. I encourage everyone to look into acquiring multiple passports. Will be key to your financial freedom. Multiple passports. I like it. That's a great point, Eli. We are creating stewardship for our future generations. XRP Joe's in the building. You're not advancing, you're retreating. That's exactly right. Yeah, so thinking crypto, did he do that on Kava? He's been getting some really interesting interviews lately. I know he had Matt LaRoche. I know he had Catherine Coley on. Did he do Celsius? I don't know if he interviewed the people from Celsius. Uppo's interest is not bad. I'm curious just to see how well that card that they have that they got coming out, that you got to get on a wait list to get. I'm on a wait list for it. How interesting that's going to be, because it's got precious metals. You can spend anything on this card, apparently. Mark Phillips from Medium Fame, XRP designed to be a 10,000. He said the card was great. So Celsius Network. Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, he did an interview with the people from Celsius. Did Thinking Crypto do an interview with Alex Mashinsky? I love the Celsius platform. I love the Celsius platform. Absolutely love the Celsius platform. Yeah, I love those when they pay us out every week. Wow, he did. Man, Thinking Crypto is doing his thing. Love that platform. Absolutely love that platform. Really do. Absolutely love it. Good interview too, huh? Alex can he has a good and unique ability to connect with people. He really does. And I think a lot of it is because he speaks the truth. I think he's never forgotten where he's come from. And I think that's important. I think that adds to his overall value and message of that the masses are deserving to have more, and that there's just been a certain segment of society that has been taking. He wants to give, and he said the first way we got to figure that out is to begin to give ourselves. That's what he's doing with his platform. I respect that. Yeah. Labad, you said Labad was good. Yes. Hey, Siege, staying cool and profitable through all this craziness. Yes, we are. We are. Thank God. Yeah, it is of interest to me. I think Alex Mashinsky would be a good one to start with. Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly right, Matt LaRoche. That's the way I feel too. 80% give a good to the people, then 20% for profit. Good mantra from Alex M. It really is. Love the message. And that's why I leave a link in the description of all my videos for the Celsius platform. It's something about the message that resonates. They do pay every single week. They do have the good loan to values. The loans are good. Platform works great. I've never had an issue with it. Customer service has always been on point. It's always been on point. So Spanish Fly, that was kind of the message that we were trying to get across today with Wealth Wednesday. Just when I saw that, I'm like, I said, that's the one we're going to cover. Ms. Crypto C said, you know what you're going to do? I said, that's the one. And because I really do think this wealth transfer is so important. I really do think it's so important. Ultimately, it is up to us, people on this channel, people from the XRP community, ultimately taking responsibility in that wealth transfer, for the better good of people, right? They talk a lot about financial inclusion nowadays. And for me, that's, they know the numbers of the unbanked, and now they want to get them in the system. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're looking out for the better half. I think that's going to be up to you and I. XRP Panic, what are you doing with Celsius cash loan or earning coins? I am doing both, my friend. The Crypto Caveman says, good night, everyone. Good night, the Crypto Caveman. Guys, listen, I'm going to get off here so that we can all get on in front of some kind of television or something so we can see what the Donald has to say. But yeah, XRP Panic, I'm doing both. I've been very, very satisfied. I've done my homework for this thing for over a year and a half. So I'm taking advantage of both. Nothing big, but enough to test it. And so I can continue to give good reviews and rave about it. Yeah, and I did like a very small amount. Very small 4-figure amount, but it's very, very small, Matt LaRoche, just to see how it goes. And thus far, it's cool. Communication's great. Customer service, cool. I'm liking it. You guys certainly want to do your own homework and do your own diligence about the Celsius platform. Question, you definitely want to do that. I'm certainly not giving financial advice. I would encourage everyone to possibly listen to as many Alex Mashinsky videos on YouTube that you possibly can. Without question, do that. You just put in. I would type in Alex. I would type in Alex Mashinsky. Just type it in the search in YouTube, and there'll be a bunch of AMAs and different things like that. I forget the guy. He did an interview not too long ago. It's probably one of the better interviews that you can find, because he asked some really tough questions. It was a really great interview. Darcy B says, I'd like you to have the crypto teacher on, Siege. I've never heard of the crypto teacher. Yeah, so I would do that, and then I would go to Celsian's network. Celsian, CELSIANS network, to learn more about that platform. And Celsius might have a YouTube channel. I'm not certain that they do. All right, guys, let's get off here so that we can go see what the Donald has to say. I thank you big time for hanging out with me tonight again. Apologize for getting on at 8 instead of 7. But guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up the stream like I do all my streams. Remind you of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual way of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.